Howdy YouTube, Unky Joe here, Unky Joe's Playhouse. Let's have some fun with that Dell server today. You know, I got some hard drives laying around, as I always do, and I want to put them to good use. So I thought, how better to do that than to put them into a drive bender drive pool on my Windows Server 2016 on my Dell R710 server that my subscribers so graciously decided to donate the money so I could buy. Whew, tired. That's a mouthful. I'll have to revisit that in editing. Anyway, the point is, let's have a little fun with that Dell R710 server. I can't afford to buy any new hard drives for it right now, and I really don't need storage space. But I've been itching to see if Drive Bender will work under Windows Server 2016. So that's what we're going to attempt to do today, and get us about 1.5 terabytes of storage would be nice. We can use it as backup. We can put virtual machines on it, that kind of thing. So let's get started. I can show you how easy or hard that's going to be. So stand by. So these 3 drives are going to go into the Dell. There's 2 500 gig hard drives and a 640 gig. And I am going to set them up in a Drive Bender drive pool on that 2016 server. The new Dell that we had all those wonderful people contribute to. So let's get these installed into the Dell, and then we will come back and get them set up on the SCSI controller. There's 3, like I said, 2 500 gig Western Digital Enterprise drives and then a 640 gig. So we're just going to put them all together in one pool and use them as backup storage and as virtual machine storage. I don't really care if any data gets lost off these. These are rather old hard drives. I think they were manufactured in 2010 or 2012. So they're getting to be a little old. I think it's Control A, I can't remember. Control R. Alright, so now what we need to do okay, so there's my Fujitsu's. Here's these. Control P. Alright, so what I need to do is there's a virtual disk in there. And I need to create a new virtual disk. Here we go. Yeah, it's a WD500. We'll call that -1. Call that Western Digital 500-2. And we'll do one more for the 640. WD 640 640-1. And okay. Okay, now They should all be optimal. Yes, they are. CF2. I guess. It is ready to reboot, and let's see if it finds those drives now. So the first step, I had to go into the controller on the server itself and tell it there were 3 new hard drives, and then once it boots up to Windows, I'll need to go into Windows and we'll need to load some software there. So it should see 4 devices now. The RAID 1 array, and then the 3 individual hard drives. Yes, so we have 4 virtual drives. Good. Alright. So then it should be able to boot into Windows, and then we should be able to go into Windows through Remote Desktop and get these drives configured. Alright, so let me drag this over here so you can see what's going on. Now it may come up and give us some error messages, but we might get lucky. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is go into Computer Manager. Oh, I hate this new menu. Actually, I'll go in through File Explorer, and then I'll go to this PC and Manage. Remember, this server, even though I've got Server 2016 on it, is kind of this is our play around with server. So go to Tools and go to Computer Management. Why they didn't put this tool under the Server Manager dashboard, I have no idea. But we'll figure it out. Now these drives are going to be foreign to this system, so we're going to, yeah, they're formatted as a different type of disk. These are in a Mac, so I'm going to have to delete these volumes. Get rid of them. I don't care about any of the data on them. I doubt I'm going to be able to delete that volume. No, I'm not, because this needs to be converted to an MBR disk, because right now it's a GUID disk. So we'll come back and we'll take care of that. Let's just go ahead and delete the rest of these volumes. And partitions. Now there is a way to do this at the command line, and we're going to have to do that for disk 3 to create it, or to change it back to an MBR disk. We will have to go into there's a command we'll have to run to convert that disk. But in the meantime, we should be able to delete all these volumes here. You know, I wonder why I can't keep that at the EFI. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create a volume. I'll come back and I'll create the volumes, because now I need to go look up the command line argument for converting that disk. So the first thing I want to do is find a command shell, cmd. And we'll run that as administrator. Yes. There we go. There should be a command line argument for it. Yeah, using the command line. Alright, so let's bring up our machine here. this part. And then I think the next, leave that up. Come back here. And we want to type list disk. So we'll list disk. So it's disk 3 that we're going to want to select. So I think the next command is select disk. So we'll select disk 3. Alright. And now we type clean, which should wipe everything out. And what's the next command? Convert MBR. Convert MBR. Alright, successfully converted. I think that's all there is to it. Yes, okay, exit. Yep, exit. Alright, let's bring up computer management again, and then we should be able to go out and, yeah, very good. Alright, so I'm just going to create a new simple volume. I'm going to leave it at, I'm going to start at drive letter E, and I'm going to call it WD-500-1, just so I know what the disk is. Same way with this one. Make that F. WD-500-2. And then this one we'll do EFG, yeah. And we'll do WD-640-1. Just so I know the size of these hard drives that I'm going to put into this drive bender array. Now I have not tried, so all of our drives are formatted now, NTFS. So now what I want to do is see if drive bender is going to run on Windows Server 2016. So we'll go here to wherever drive bender is. There it is. Alrighty, we shall see if it's going to be compatible. And the reason I want to do this is I've got 3 different size drives, and I just want them to be a bunch of disks so that I can go out there and put them all together. And I'm not really concerned about redundancy. Alright, so we'll let this run and we'll come back. We've got the server rebooted. Drive bender is now installed. So let's go ahead and launch that. And of course we'll tell it yes. Alright, we're going to create a new drive bender pooled drive. We're going to start with the Western Digital 500. And we're going to tell it next. We're going to leave these 2 options set so that it'll rename the volume and manage the drive letters for us automatically. And we're going to use drive letter P if it's available. And it is. And we'll call this pool 1. And we'll go ahead and create it. Okay, and we want to go ahead and add those other 2 disks to it as well, so now's the time to do that. We'll pick the second Western Digital 500. Same options are that. Tell it we want to add the drive and 1 more disk. That'll be the WD-640. And this is one of the nice things about drive bender. It really doesn't care what drives you have. It'll add them to the pool. And I'm going to tell it no now. So we should have plenty of storage space. We now have 1.49 terabytes of free hard drive space. Now, what I want to do while I'm in here, what I was going to do while I was in here was check the smart status, but that's going to take a few minutes to update. So while that's doing its thing, let's go into Server Manager, and we will go ahead and set up our share, because I want to be able to access this share on the P drive from anywhere on my network, because this is just kind of a dump drive where I just kind of dump everything. Yeah, okay, so we're going to need to add a role and feature. And yes. And we want to add file server services to this. And I think that's all we want. And once we do this, we should have the ability to share files on this server. Now again, the reason I'm doing this is these are just a bunch of drives. They've been rock solid, reliable drives over the years. I know they're nearing end of life, but I'm not going to disclose to you the ultimate plan I have. But I need to move some data around my network, and I need lots of storage in order to do that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a chance and hoping that these drives will last long enough. They should. It's a hit or miss. The worst case is that I'll lose some movies when I go to transfer data, because the others are all backed up to other locations. The only thing that I don't back up are my Plex movies. They're just too large. If I had a catastrophic failure, God forbid, I'd have to restore them manually. Rip each one. But sometimes it's not a bad thing too. But hopefully, what the plan is to use this storage space for virtual machines and for the odd backups that I come across. I'm going to go ahead and close this and refresh. Yeah, here we go. Now I have the ability to share. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start the new share wizard. I'm just going to do a quick share. I'm going to choose volume P, and I'm going to call it pool 1. And I'm not going to allow caching of it. And I'm just going to accept the default permissions, and I'm going to go out and create the share. So now when I go out to network neighborhood, hypervisor 2, I should see pool 1 as a shared folder, and I do. Let's see if we're getting smart statistics on this drive yet. Yeah, drive description available. Let's see, did it report? Drive performance reporting is feature not implemented. Smart reporting is excellent. Let's see, show smart attributes. Okay, so that hard drive looks good. It even gives us the temperature, the drive status, the number of hours it's been running, etc. This is another reason why I prefer Drive Bender over Drive Pool. Same way with this one. We'll go down here and check our smart attributes. It appears everything's okay on there. Now this is the only one I'm not quite sure of, and that is the 640 gig hard drive. Its reporting is healthy. Let's show our smart attributes. Yeah, everything's passing. It shows it's in excellent shape. So I think it's safe to say that those hard drives are now good to go. So now we have 1.49 terabytes of storage on MCS HV2, which is that Dell server that you all donated and helped me get in here. And it's a good use of those old drives. I hate to have old hard drives sitting around and not have data on them. I'm just weird that way. So this is how I've got the drive bender configured on here. So in the background, out of sight, out of mind, as they say, I'm going to go ahead and do a file transfer over from my local machine to that new hard drive, or to that new pooled drive. Ooh, I need to map a drive letter. Actually, no, I don't. See what kind of drive speeds we get. Or transfer speeds we get, I should say. You go to Tech Vids. I've got some files out there that I can copy over. So now I'm going to start a copy over to that drive pool and see what kind of write speeds we get. Not too bad. It'll actually do 100 megabits, but these are smaller files. I should have chosen some larger files. And let me do one more folder. I just want to. These are some larger size files, so they should come over at a higher speed. When it has to do the 1Z, 2Z files, they go pretty quick. But once it starts getting to some gigabyte files, the speed should increase. Yeah, my write speeds are coming up. So, and I'm not going to be too concerned about that right now. I just want to make sure everything is working. Okay, so I'll go back to Hyper-V. I want to change that to the P drive. And VHD, select folder. And then we'll go here to P virtual machines and apply. And it should create the folder for us automatically. And these, I can get them all out of here. I don't need them. Should be gone now, and let's make sure our P drive is still there, and it is VHDs and virtual machines. Okay, so now we have this unit ready with Drive Bender, and we have the Hyper-V pointed to the correct location to save the VHD files and etc. Alright, so now I've mapped a drive letter to that drive pool. You can see I've got 1.6 terabytes of free space out of those 3 drives. And what I'm going to do now is copy my do a backup of my working hard drive here, my D drive, and I'm going to move that over to that Dell server running Drive Bender, and we're going to see what kind of speeds we get out of that. So as you can see right off the bat, we're getting 100 megabits copying. I love this little program called Total Commander. Been using it for years. So we're getting 100 megabit speeds on that Dell with Drive Bender running, and I can sit here while that's copying and watch it access all 3 drives. Now, what I could do, let me bring up the while that's copying, let me bring up, let me log into that remote desktop, and then we'll take a look at Drive Bender. Hopefully it won't slow down the copy process. Here we go. Oh, it would help if I click on the actual active window. And pardon me, the air conditioner is coming on. So here we can see that it's actually writing data out there to that hard drive, or to that pool of hard drives. And you can see how it splits the writing up between multiple drives. So Drive Bender does not cause any speed decrease whatsoever when using it, even with Server 2016, a program for, or a operating system for which it was not designed. But Windows 10 and Windows Server 2016 are the same kernel, It's just a different programs that run on, but it's exactly the same kernel. But you can see again, why I like Drive Bender. It tells me what's going on. It gives me smart status on my drives. It allows me to also use hard drives of differing sizes, because I'm not, I don't have the money to go out and buy 4 terabyte drives, 4 of them or 5 of them. I got to make do with what I got, and I hate not using equipment that I have laying around that I know is good. So we'll keep running this test on here. And but you can see for $6, Drive Bender is just really a sweet little program to have out there to really kind of stretch your hard drive dollar. All right, so the copy now has finished, and if I bring up the Drive Bender interface here, so let's just go out to my file folder here, or File Explorer, and let's just go look at Drive P. So there's our shares, pool 1. Got some videos out there. I created one for VHD and one for the virtual machines. And you notice what you're not seeing are those other hard drives, are the 3 hard drives. But if I come here to manage, I hate it when it does this. I wanted computer management. I did not want this. Should let me close that. There's another way to skin this cat. Administrative tools and computer management. So these are the drives that Drive Bender is hidden from us. All you notice is it doesn't give them a drive letter. The drives are still there, but Drive Bender gives them its own identifier, and you can't actually see the drives unless you were to assign a drive letter to them, which I could, but I could. Yeah, let me do this. Let me go to change drive letter path. I want to add a drive letter. I want to make this drive E temporarily, just so you can go out and see what's on the E drive. So we go back to this PC. So if you go here, it looks like gibberish, right? Well, remember I told you Drive Bender does not use a proprietary format. I'm not going to hurt anything by going out here and looking, but you can see that here's what it does. It just creates an identifier here, and meanwhile, here's all of your data. And it just keeps track of it automatically for you. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that drive letter again. Remove. Yes. Hopefully I didn't corrupt any data. It didn't warn me about that though, didn't it? Let's just go make sure that it's still working. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it is. There's my data. All my videos prepped, etc. So you can see how it's evenly distributed the data over most of these drives. I can go in here and get more detailed information on it. The smart status, here's where that volume ID comes in handy. Our smart attributes, everything is in the green here, so we're good pretty much on all these drives. Well, this thing's been powered up 2,053 days and 6 hours. This one's been powered up 1,530 days. And this one's been powered up 1,518 days. So these drives have gotten a lot of use. So there you go. Drive Bender will work on Windows Server 2016 as I expected. Now I'm going to keep testing this as time goes along and see how things go. But it looks like we'll probably be keeping Drive Bender on this server. It just gives us a little bit more flexibility, and it's another way for me to show you how Drive Bender works. So listen, I hope you found this video informative and entertaining as always, and this was a rather short one to just wanted to show you what I was doing today in the lab, playing around with things. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please give us a like. Please subscribe. If you're so inclined and you want to see more content, you can donate through PayPal, or you can go become a Patreon supporter. $1 a month, if you can afford it, would be great. It would go a long ways toward keeping things going on this channel, and being able to do reviews of more products and so forth. And I need some ideas, guys. I can't. My most popular videos seem to be the ones on my Plex servers and my technical videos. So I need some ideas from you guys as to what else you want to see me do. And I take all of them seriously. As you know, I'm pretty interactive with the comments, and so anyway, drop a comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see, and we'll see what we can do. And again, I apologize for being low energy today. I'm still trying to fight this head cold, and I've been busy most of the day. It's been a long Monday, so I hope you found it informative. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the other side.